It took me so long to do this video. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Aisha and I'm glad that you clicked on this video today. So today I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about me being 16 and pregnant. Let's get right into this video. So let's talk about first how I found out I was pregnant. So I actually got pregnant at 15, but I ended up having him when I was 16. So the way I found out, I had ended up missing my period, right? I knew I missed my period, but I didn't tell my mom that. My dad didn't live in the house with us, so I didn't tell her that I had missed my period, but I knew I missed my period. But I was having like these cramps, like it was like slight cramps. I'm like, okay, maybe my period's coming, because I normally cramp when my period's coming, and it just never came. Okay, so after that, I was like, telling mom like, yeah, we was talking about birth control, right? So we had made an appointment to speak to the doctor about birth control, right? So we go inside the office and they're like, yeah, we have to figure out if you're pregnant first before we can just like prescribe you birth control. So I'm like, okay, cool. In my head, I'm like, oh I'm really nervous in my head, right? Because I'm like, over here I'm just thinking like, this pregnancy test come back positive, what am I gonna do? Then I have my mom in the room with me, and because I was under 18 and I didn't want to be like, you know how sometimes they give you that option like, oh, do you want her to leave the room? I didn't want to kick her out the room, because I'm like, I don't know, I was shy back then, and I was just scared at the time too. So I'm like, I don't want to tell her to get out, you know? So I'm like, okay, we here, we're gonna find out today. It's just gonna happen either way. So I go take the pregnancy test, and now we in the room, we come back in the room and waiting. So, you know when you sitting there waiting like for your results, and it's like, ugh, that feeling when you waiting. And the doctor comes in very slowly. I felt like it was in slow motion the way she came in. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, she was really moving real slow, but to me, it felt like she was moving in slow motion. And she took her little time closing the door, and she was just real like just quiet. Like, she didn't say nothing. Like, you know, some doctors be like, well, so would you come in like, yep, you're pregnant, like, or something. But she was real quiet at first, and we like just looking like, so what is it? Like, what's going on? So then she was like, well, and like at this point my heart is like, she was like, you are pregnant, so birth control won't be happening. And I'm just like, I'm like, wait, what did you say? Like, anything that doctor said after that, I don't even know what she said. Because the only thing that was stuck in my mind was, you're pregnant. Like, I just couldn't, like, she was going on talking, but I was like, you know when you just be stuck in a daze? Like, you just like, wait, hold on, slow down. Let me process this, because I'm not even hearing you right now. Like, what did you say? Like, and it's crazy. It was crazy because deep down, I knew like, dang, I probably really am. But you know, when you get it confirmed, it's like, oh, this is like a whole different type of feeling, you know? So my mom, I can laugh about it now because like, we're past it. But she like jumped up like, what? She's what? Isha. Like, she called me Isha, my nickname. My nickname is Isha, right? So she like say my name, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say to you right now. So it's like, looking back, I'm kind of glad that she was in there when I did find out though, because I don't even know how I would have told her. Like, if it was just me in the room, like, well, how would I even came out and said that? I mean, I know I would eventually, but it would have been way more. I feel like it was easier her being there, like in the room, right? So she was tripping at first, she was, and I was just in the daze like the whole time I was at that appointment. And they was like, yeah, you're gonna have to, you know, schedule an appointment with your OB and start going through them and da-da-da. And I'm just like, this is like all just happening way too quick for me. Like, I'm just over here thinking like, what is going on? So we go out the office, and at the time, my baby dad was out there. So he didn't come back to the room with us, but he stayed in the waiting room. So he was there, and she like came out the office, and she was like, let's go now. Like, you know, she was still mad. So he like, what was going on? Like, cause I ain't tell him either, like, that I felt like I missed my period. I ain't say nothing. I forgot why he even came. I don't even remember why he was there, but he was there. So she like, let's go now. So he like, what's going on? And I'm like, this is life changing. Like, that's the only thing I could say. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? What? And I'm just like, I can't even say nothing. Like, I don't have no words. I'm just in so much shock right now. Like, I didn't know what to say. So we ride back. I'm still in the daze the whole ride home. My mom didn't say anything in the car. She waited until we got home. And then that's when she like started, you know, talking and lecturing us, like tripping, you know. So after my mom actually, you know, went over that, after she actually came back to reality, I guess, she started like, you know, being more supportive. Basically saying like, you know, things happen for a reason, and she felt like she was just letting me know that I have her support, like, and she's there for me, you know. And I remember it took me the longest to tell my dad. Like, I did not know how to tell him. I didn't tell him, actually. He found out because I started showing. I'm trying not to mix up my pregnancy stories because I do have 3 kids, if you didn't know. So I'm trying not to mix up like which one is which. Because of my first 2, I did have them young. I mean, I had my last one young too, but you know, at the age of 20, people don't care. But okay, that's off subject. But anyway, so I remember him saying like, no, we're not doing that. We're not keeping it. Like, you're too young. But I remember him like, no, we're not doing it. So I'm like, how are you just gonna try to force me to do something? Like, you know, it's my body. So anyways, that was his first reaction when he did find out. And then he came back and we re-talked about it, and then that's when he was saying like he should have been talking to me about these type of things earlier, and how like things I should have been doing that I wasn't doing, or things that I shouldn't even been doing that I was doing, you know. So he basically was saying like he changes his mind, and that, you know, he believed that God gave me this baby for a reason. So he was like, basically like, you know, it's God's creation, you know, so like, we're not gonna do that. And he was like, you don't know what this baby might grow up to be. So this baby could grow up to be anything. So he ended up actually being supportive too. I mean, he was disappointed in me. They both were disappointed in me, but at the same time, they were saying like, you know, they're here. So then after that part got out of the way, I ended up deciding to do homeschooling. And I only did it because I'm like, I can't go to school like this. Like, I don't want people knowing. Like, I was really low-key about it, you know. I didn't want people knowing. So I was like, Mom, can I, like, you know, just go homeschooling? It'd be easier for me, you know. I'm dealing with morning sickness. I was already starting to miss school because of morning sickness. Like, I would have days where I was just like, I feel so nauseous, like, I'm not trying to go, like, you know. So she agreed to it. So then I started homeschooling, right? But I feel like now, if I could go back, I wouldn't hide my pregnancy, because I swear after my pregnancy, me going homeschooling, I started seeing everybody get pregnant at school. And it was just like, this whole time I hid mine for what? Like, what reason? And my cousin, she was like always trying to get me like to post, or like to just say that I was pregnant. Like, she's like, why are you hiding it? It doesn't matter. Like, my cousin was just telling me like, girl, why are you trying to hide it? It doesn't matter what people say. Like, forget them people. Basically, F them people. They do not matter. And I wish I would have listened, because like I was just so shy back then that I was just like, no, I'm gonna wait. But she was telling me right. She definitely was telling me right. So shout out to her. So that's why I want to tell you guys, you know, don't hide it. If you are a teen mom, don't feel like you have to hide it. Unless you really want to, that's, you know, it's your preference. But don't feel like you have to hide it, because you don't have to. Having a child is a beautiful thing. Like, they are a blessing. God blessed you with that baby. Like, don't feel like, oh, like, you know, it's a bad thing. It's only bad because society makes it seem that way. If you get pregnant young, then, oh, you're this, you're that, or da-da-da. It's not. It's a beautiful thing. And you should be happy, you know? Like, if you do get pregnant young, don't beat yourself up about it. Like, don't sit there and, like, think negative about you. Like, that's not going to help the situation. That's not going to make you unpregnant. So it's like, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't put yourself in depression about it, because even with being pregnant, you know, your hormones are all over the place. So it's like, try to be positive, because I wasn't positive. I was beating myself up about it. So it's like, I know how it feels, like, to sit there and think like, oh, I'm only 15 and I'm pregnant. Like, what do people want to think? Like, what am I going to do? Like, don't do that, because like I said before, it's a blessing and God will see you through it. Don't feel like you cannot do whatever you wanted to do. I'm telling you, speaking now that I've been through it and I'm past it, you will be okay, okay? Don't sit there and beat yourself up about it. It's not healthy. Just don't do it. And then 9 times out of 10, that baby or those kids are going to be the reason why you keep going in the future. When life tries to throw hard things at you or challenges at you, you're going to look at your child like, you know what? I'm going to keep going because of you. Like, you're going to need that child. Like, that child will be your, but yeah, my camera, I'm going to have to speed this up. But, there's going to be many a times where your child is your peace, your getaway, your escape, your comfort. Like, it was many a times where I was just like, you know what, I just need to go home and hold my son. Or I just need to go home with my kids, sit back, lay back with my kids, you know, like, it was plenty of times where I had that moment. And I thank God to this day. I still thank God all the time. Like, I thank you for giving me my boys. I'm so grateful for them. And I don't think like, oh, I had them so young, da-da-da. No. I don't think about that no more. Like, that only matters momentarily, and then after that, it goes out the door. Just know that, you know, great things are to come. All right, so now let's talk about the delivery. On the day that I was going into labor, I was at home, and you know, like, when you're pregnant, when you're in your last little phase, you go through this like nesting phase where you want to clean up and make sure everything is organized. You know, you get ready for the baby to come. So I'm over here just trying to clean up, get ready for the baby to come, and I'm noticing light cramping. And it's not like it's light cramping like they're all, it was there all day, but it wasn't like constant. Like, it would come and it would go, and it would come and it would go, and it was like really, really light cramping. So I'm like, you know what, let me try to like get in the bath, you know, take a little warm bath. I thought like that would help with the cramping, right? So I do that, I get out the tub, and I'm still cramping. So I'm like, I'm not sure why I keep cramping, but it's like, it's just light cramping. So I'm like, you know, let me just try to like do something else, sit down somewhere. Maybe I'm doing too much, you know? After that, I noticed like the cramping was still not going anywhere. So I'm like, let me call my aunt. So I called my aunt, and my mom called her, and she was talking to her on the phone, and she was like, she doesn't sound like she's in labor. She's talking fine and all that, but I still come, you know. She like, but I don't think she's in labor. So she came, she picked us up. We went to the hospital, and we were waiting at the hospital for a while. They had me in this room where they hook you up to the monitor. They put it on your stomach, and they listen to the heartbeat, and they check to see if you dilated or anything. And I was there for a little while. I'm switching cameras because my phone, I need to delete stuff on my phone, and this is not letting me finish this video. So now I'm on, if I look a little different, it's because I switched. But so I was at the hospital for a while, and they was like this is false labor. You're not really in labor. So they gave me some type of medicine and they sent me home. So then I go back home and I try to lay down because at this point it's like, I think it was like 3 in the morning or something. It was late. So I try to lay back down and my contractions actually started getting stronger and more frequent. And I'm like, now it's getting to the point to where it's like I can't even sit still. Like I'm moving, trying to sleep in different positions, and I'm like, it's not going away. So I tell my mom, like, you know, I think I'm back in labor again. So she like, they just said you wasn't in labor, da da da. And then I go use the restroom, and after I pee, I wipe, and it's like this thick mucus. Might be TMI, but it's like this thick mucus, and it was like slimy, and it had like a little bit of blood in it. And I called my mom. I'm like, what is this? And she was like, oh, that's your mucus plug. We gotta go. And I kid you not, as soon as I got up off that toilet, it was like the pain just hit like boom. And I'm like, I dropped to the floor and I'm like screaming in pain. She called my aunt back in. She's like, yeah, you need to come back. She really is in labor, like da da da. So then my aunt hurry up and gets back to the to my house, and she picked me up. I'm barely able to walk to the car. Like, it was so painful. I'm in the car, like, just screaming, crying. I was in so much pain. So I finally get back to the hospital, and they go to check me. And they're like, you're 10 centimeters dilated. Like, we have to take you to labor and delivery, like, right now. And my mom's like, she can't have the epidural, like, or anything. Like, she just had to do this naturally. Like, you know, you hate to see your child in pain. So they're like, we don't have time to do an epidural. Like, she's already, the head is there, basically. Like, she has to push, like, right now. So we go into labor and delivery. And from there, I had him. So I had him at 5:37. And after that, I posted my first picture of him. And I was actually pretty happy. I had a lot of positive comments. And a whole lot of people were shocked because, like I said in the beginning, I didn't tell anybody about my pregnancy. I hid it. But yeah, it felt good. And I just want to say before I close out this video, don't worry about what other people say, because people are going to talk regardless. That's just how society is. Remember that those people that's talking are not doing anything for your child. You feed, clothe, whatever it is, like, they're not helping. It's not benefiting you in any type of way. So don't even worry about what people got to say, because it really honestly doesn't even matter. Like, to this day, people still ask me, like, oh, you have 3 kids, how old are you? Like, and it's like, why does that matter? I mean, I know, I don't mind people asking, but at the same time, like, it doesn't bother me, because it's like, I know my kids are well taken care of and they're fine. So it's like, regardless of what age I had them at, or regardless of what age you are pregnant, it doesn't matter. You are still able to be a great mom. You will be a great mom. You are a great mom. It might not be as easy as it could have been, like, without kids, like, doing things that you want to do, but it's still possible. You can still do it. Like, so many people, when I had, when people did find out, like, later on, and then seeing that I got pregnant again at 18, a lot of people was like, oh yeah, she's not going to graduate. I did graduate. And not only did I graduate high school, I also graduated nursing school. And I say this, like, not in no cocky way. Like, I'm being humble about the situation. And I thank God that I did, and that I was able to still achieve the things that I wanted to do. And I remember after graduating high school, I was going into nursing school. And I remember the lady there, she was just, like, asking me, like, about myself and stuff like that, right? So then I told her about me having kids, and she was just like, oh, you have kids? Like, and then she asked about the father, and I'm like, he kind of helped, you know, but she was like, you know, I don't think you're going to be able to do nursing school. I'm like, at first I really thought it was a joke, because I was shocked that she even said that, but she was so serious. She was like, yeah, like, nursing school is hard. You're going to have to, which it is hard, but I felt like for her to have said it because I have kids that I can't do nursing school, it just wasn't right for me. And it made me want to tell you guys, like, it is possible. Like, don't ever, if I don't know if someone's ever said to you, like, because you have kids, like, you can't do something. Don't believe that, because that should actually be more reason to, like, you know, I'm gonna prove to you that I can. Even though you don't have to, you know, it's not about them, but it's just the fact, like, what? Don't try to tell me, like, oh, that was just so crazy that she said that. I still, to this day, is like, wow, I can't believe you said that. I only say this to basically motivate you guys too, like, to be a testimony for you guys, just to show you guys that it is possible and, like, that you can do it. And yes, it was challenging trying to do nursing school and doing things I want to do with kids, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. God will pull you through. I'm telling you, God will see you through anything that you want to be done. Like, whatever you want to do, pray about it, act on it, and you'll get there. Like, don't think that you're going to be held back because, oh, you got pregnant or you have kids, or don't feel like that. Don't feel like that, because it's not true. And also, don't feel like if you did have a child at a young age, don't feel like you can't still have that family life. Like, God has someone out there for you that is willing to accept you and your children or your kid. Hold on, y'all. But as I was saying, like, God has someone out there for you that is willing to accept you and your kids or your child. You can still have and live that life. Don't feel like you can't. But like I said, you're a great mom. You're going to be a great mom. And I hope this inspired you to show, like, you know, you can still do whatever you want to do. This is my little story time of being pregnant at 16. And like I said, I got pregnant again at 18. And I had my third child at 20. So I am 23 now, and I have 3 kids. And like I said, I thank God every day for them, because they really did change me and motivate me and help me to be the person that I am today. And becoming a mom at a young age, you do have to mature quicker, but I promise you, it's still worth it. You know, it's worth it. But I hope this video encouraged you, or I hope you guys like my story time. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos on advice and tips on being a mommy and, you know, raising kids, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video.